y'all. You caught me on spot with another video here. And today we're going to be talking about Xbox fanboys. Oh my gosh, y'all. It's so fucking crazy. So Digital Foundry came out today with a video, which was kind of curious because of the way that they named the video. It was a Plague Tale PC versus PS5. And I'm like, don't y'all mean next generation consoles? Apparently, Plague Tale had a new update, right? That's supposed to improve on performance. And for some reason, I don't know what it is. Digital Foundry, or at least Alex, has a hard-on for trying to figure out what the PS5 is actually doing. And here's the funny thing, right? The PS5 is proprietary hardware. It has things in there that most likely third-party developers are not going to use. Not only that, but they don't have a typical like development kit when it comes to like I don't know what the fuck you want to call it. It's a development kit, whatever it is, whatever software it is, or APIs that Microsoft is really good at because they have PC, and basically the Xbox Series X is using a lot of that Windows shit there. So it'll be easier to port that information over. But Xbox supposedly felt like they had a win for some reason. They were like, oh, this explains that the PS5 is weaker. Once again, the PS5 has some proprietary shit in it. There's some stuff in there that's not going to be aligning. And if the developers don't use it, they don't use it. Take a look at the video that Digital Foundry did.
Sadly, with the latest patch, we can't say how much faster the Xbox Series X is performing here than the PS5, as VSync is getting in the way. It's a straight 40 FPS lock there. But we can say how much by looking at the last patch, which I also measured a number of GPUs against, and we can see the Xbox Series X GPU there is outperforming the PS5 GPU by around 25%. That percentage is higher than the near 20% difference they have in GPU compute, but it does align near perfectly with the advantage Xbox Series X has in raw memory bandwidth. 560 gigabytes per second GPU preferred RAM bandwidth there on the Series X versus 448 gigabytes per second on the PlayStation 5.
What's interesting about this, right, is it's not necessarily the GPU or the CPU that's giving these particular results. What is interesting is that the bandwidth, we all know that the bandwidth for the Series X, if you do follow games, right? The bandwidth for the Series X is split. 10 gigabytes is doing that high speed, Jesus, I can't even think right now. It's doing whatever 500 and some whatever gigabytes. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. That shit, right? And then the other one is slower. If your GPU is actually, or if your game is catering to that specific GPU and that bandwidth, it is going to perform better. And then on top of it, the usual suspects, that shit was a Game Pass game. So I wonder if they put a little bit more time in that shit in the first place, or whatever the case is. We all know that, you know, developing on Windows is a little bit easier, but you have so many Xbots just jumping online, and they love the Series X. And they love Phil Spencer, so they do shit like this.
Suck. Suck.
It just makes me wonder, like, with all this praise for the Series X, where's your games at? Even if the Series X was so much more powerful, where's your games to utilize all of this power? You know what I mean? It's like when it's funny when we get Game of the Year, and that's another thing about Xbots. It's weird to me because someone could post on Twitter or on social media just their love for God of War or PlayStation, and all of a sudden there's a tidal wave of Xbots that just they can't help it. They cannot help it. You know, they just have to try to rain on the parade. It's like every time we get a situation with a Game of the Year, or a game that we have, not even Game of the Year, if we get a situation where it is a good game and good press, it has these fucking Xbots like this. Just know, right? Just know, the longer you prolong this inevitable future for Microsoft, that is not holding them accountable for their shitty ass actions, hardware will never matter. It will never, ever, ever matter. What good is hardware if you have no software to exploit your hardware? It doesn't make any sense. The bottom line is this, right? Anytime you get one of these face-offs, you have Xbox Series X, but that's basically 12 teraflops versus 9 to 10 or whatever you want to call it. And the PlayStation is like literally neck and neck. I mean, do what you will with that, man. Do what you will. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, you guys are just waiting for W's, weird ass W's, and you'll never get it. You'll never get it. This is going to be you.
Your hair never gonna grow. It's gonna stay like that. Yeah. I'm sorry for you. You just gonna be like a boy forever. Liar. You hold me, liar. Liar.
I hear you.